Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Her Way Unlocked. This is your host, Miss Truth, and I am also the founder of Finding You Sis, which is a sisterhood impact social. If you have never heard of us, what are you waiting for? Please go visit my website at www.findingyousis.org and check us out. Y'all check us out. I will leave the information at the bottom of the screen so you all can check us out. But welcome back to another episode. I just want you all to know that I'm so glad that you're here and you're still rocking with your girl. That is very, very important to me. Anybody that knows me knows that loyalty is number one on my list. I love people who are loyal. It does my heart so much good. So thank you so much for still rocking with me. As always, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. And if you're watching it on YouTube or any of the other channels, please make sure you share this video and also engage with me. I would love to hear from you all and hear what you think. Give me some suggestions also. I love, love, love feedback. But tonight's conversation is very, very interesting. I was just talking to my husband about this topic that came up on my feed, and we were talking about having a conversation about this lady who asked her best friend, yeah, she asked her best friend if it was okay for her to date her ex. Now, I don't know if this is her ex boyfriend, ex husband, and let me tell y'all, I really don't care. I really don't care. I will give my thoughts at the end of this. I will make sure I react to it, but I wanted to share this with you all and hear what you think. So let's go ahead and get right into this the conversation. I am going to share something with you all, and I have to shout out first and foremost. I have to shout out the owners of this particular video because this is not my video. This is actually, I'm reacting to someone else's video. And so I have to make sure I give them credit because it's always important to make sure you do so. So I have to shout out, take a moment to shout out. If you have never heard of them on YouTube, you must be really living under a rock, but their channel is called Tonight's Conversations Live and Uncut. One of my absolute favorite on this particular show or panel is Kitty. I'm sure if you all ever heard of Kitty, you know she's always bringing the wisdom. Not only that, I love that she comes from a perspective, a godly perspective. And just think that there needs to be more people like her giving not just their opinions, but coming from a perspective of the word of God and what God would think about, when she answers the question. She doesn't just answer from her own thoughts, but she's always bringing wisdom, godly wisdom. So shout out to Kitty. Absolutely love her. Um, but yeah, so we're going to go ahead and I want you all to listen to this particular video. And I'm I'm going to give my opinion about this video. So let's go ahead and get right into it, y'all. We're going to get right into this video.
I had this friend. She was one of those people that always tried to outdo you. So recently she
Hold on. Let me stop right there for a second and forgive me for those people who are like, girl, just play the video, play the whole video and then talk. Listen, I'm just gonna say this. I may have to stop it at moments because something I don't want to forget certain things. So I may be reacting as I go along. So forgive me if I'm stopping the video. You can always go and find this video yourself on YouTube. I do not own rights to this video at all or this conversation. I did shout out the owners of it, so you all can go take a look at it if you want to listen to it all the way through on your own. But particularly, the first thing that she said was somebody outdoing her. In friendship, you are supposed to celebrate each other. You are supposed to celebrate your friends. You should never, ever, ever be in competition or trying to outdo your friends. If you ever get to a point in your life where you're trying to outdo your friend, that's not your friend, or you're not a friend. Let me say that. Let me take that back. You're not their friend because you should never be trying to outdo anyone if you are calling yourself friends with that person. Friendship to me is a partnership. It is a partnership, it's also a relationship. You are supposed to love on your friends. You are supposed to celebrate your friends. You're supposed to be there for your friends. You are never supposed to try to outdo your friends. This is not a competition. If you find yourself doing that, that is not your friend. That is not someone that you can be friends with. That is not someone that you can be friends with. You need to move on. Your friends should help you be better, but you should never be trying to outdo your friends. If you ever find yourself in a relationship like that, that is dangerous and that is not something that you should be a part of. Okay, I'm just going to go on with the video. Let's get back to it.
Asked me, "Can I date the guy you used to date?" And so she started saying that she felt like God brought him into her life and how I stopped being
Did y'all hear the laughs in the background? Did you hear the laughs? Her friend said that God brought her ex to her. Okay, let's continue.
friends with her. So am I wrong for cutting her off?
You are right. She started off, that girl is always trying.
For those who don't know, this is Kitty. She absolutely gave her the "you are right. You are not wrong for cutting someone off that is one in competition with you and someone who's literally come to you and asked you if they could date your ex." I want to know this, y'all. Okay. Before we get into the rest of the video, do y'all think that is respectful or do you think that is out of line for someone to call themselves your friend and then ask you to date their ex? I want to hear your perspective. I asked my husband about this, and I don't want to tell his side of the story or his point of view. I'm going to definitely have to bring him on the podcast so he could share that for himself. But I want to know from you all, what would you think if your friend came to you and said, "Girl, I believe God brought your ex to me. I want to know what y'all think about that because I know that there's a fine line and I don't believe God would do something like that. That is not God. This is somebody that you said is your friend. So why would okay, let me go ahead and play the rest of this video, y'all. Let me play the rest and then I'm gonna try to stopping it.
Trying to outdo her. That girl is in competition with you. Some people, some women will get close to you so they can study you, so they can have what you have, so they can enjoy the same treasures that you have. You did right. You should, as soon as she came to you with that conversation, she should have been at the door on her way out. You should have cut out then. I don't care about the rest of the conversation. I don't care if you were having compassion for her and all that. If you have a snake in your life.
Kitty took the words right out of my mouth. That's a snake. That is definitely, if anyone wants to know what a snake looks like, that's a snake. Why would your friend even part her lips to come to you and ask you, or even say to you, that she believes that God brought your ex to her and that they're supposed to be together? That is a snake. She wants to outdo you. She wants to be you. That's really what it is. And yes, she needs to go quickly. Get her out of your life. Don't look back. Pray for her because that is dangerous. It's almost, it would make me feel like, was this person looking at my, while we're dating, like, was she looking at him this whole time? It really would make me kind of go back and reminisce about all the times that we hung out together, the times that she was giving me maybe some type of advice or any type of interaction, whether she had with my ex or any reaction that she interaction that she's had with me, and maybe hearing the things that she may have said, that would make me side eye her even more so. Like, there's no way that I can continue a friendship with someone who feels that it's okay to one ask me this question or tell me this, and then also someone who feel thinks that it's okay to go and date my ex. First of all, I'm so grateful to have wonderful friends in my life. Like, none of my friends would ever part their lips to ask me something like that. Because if you say you love me, if you say that you are always rooting for me, celebrating me, you have my back, there's no way that you would even feel comfortable with coming to me and asking me or telling me something like this. Yes, this is totally out of line. There is no way that I would ever in life approach one of my friends and ask them that. There's no way. I would be afraid to lose my friend. I value my friendship so much and I love my friend so dearly that I would be afraid and scared to even part my lips to ask them something like this. That is just total disrespect. And I respect my friends and I hold them highly in my mind, my heart, and their friendship to me means more than, a few minutes of a feeling with someone that clearly I should never even thought of in that way. So I completely think that's very disrespectful for any woman to even call someone their friend and then in the same breath say that God said that they're supposed to be with their ex. Like, come on. Are you really putting God in that conversation? I think that one of the things that I do not like that people do a lot is we're always saying what God said. Like, stop saying that God said this and that, and you know that you're coming from a place of you're coming from a place of self. You know it's not God at all. This is yourself, your own thoughts, your own um devious things that you've thought of because our thoughts are not his. His thoughts are not our thoughts. We don't think the same way. God would never do something like that. Um if you really know who God is and you studied him, you would know his heart and the way that he moves. And this is not something that God would say. It kind of reminded me, honestly, of a conversation I had with a friend of mine when I was in middle school. She asked me, can she date a guy that I liked? And he was interested in me. But at that time, I was in middle school. My mom did not let me date in middle school. She was very strict. She would not let me date this guy. So I've never dated him at all. It was just like a little crush in middle school that I had. So when she came to me and asked me, could she date him? I was like, girl, yeah, go ahead. No problem. Because I had never been with him. I liked him, but I never been with him. And some people would think, even in that situation, that that would be a no-no for my friend because they're like, "Hey, you like him, girl. Like that person's off limits. There's other guys out there to date." But honestly, I was young and it still didn't bother me because like I said, I couldn't date him. I never dated him. So I didn't look at it the same way at that time. Um and maybe she did like him at the same time. I don't know. She never really said anything to me at the time, but at the same time, I just think that there has to be a respect level. And if you really truly respect your friends and you truly love your friends, you're not going to be looking at the person that they're with. In fact, to me, that should be an automatic off limits. That if that person is dating your friend. And also, in my opinion, I think that I literally was thinking like I would be grossed out. Like I'm sure my friends would probably feel the same way. They'd probably be grossed out, with the thought of dating someone that I dated, but I would literally be grossed out, not because I feel like their exes are gross or anything like that. But I'm thinking like this is my sister. Like this is my sister. This is someone who I look at as a sister. This is my friend. Their exes are bros to me. Like they should be when they were dating them, they were like my brothers. I'm not looking at them in out of an eyes of lust. Like, they're off limits. So to me, this is totally disrespectful for someone to even come to this woman and call themselves her friend, and then in another breath say that, this person wants to be with her ex. Like, who does that? There's really people out here being disrespectful. Like, you all, please, if anyone ever does that to you, cut them off. Like Kitty said, cut her off. Thank her for her years of friendship. This is not someone that you want to continue life with. Okay, let me keep going.
Get rid of them because they are always going to be at your heel. You hit the snake on the head for a reason. Chop the head off. You did exactly what you need to do. She was not a friend. I have dealt with frenemies. I have dealt with foes. They will try to take you out, so far as to even take your kids out. You did absolutely what you were supposed to do. Don't feel bad about it. If you want to have empathy and grace and compassion, you can do that. Do that in the spirit. She can still be on physically where she at. But don't feel bad for nothing that you did, because I promise y'all, some of y'all men don't understand this. We women, we understand this. When you have a woman who is an enemy to you, when I tell you she will tear you down, the fact that she had the audacity to even come and ask you a question like that, that let you know right then and there, you were never my friend to begin with. You were never my friend to begin with. So that's child.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. She was never a friend to begin with. Do y'all believe that? Do y'all believe that this woman was never a friend to begin with? I mean, that's exactly how I feel too. She was never a friend. She wasn't trying to be your friend. From the beginning, she wanted something that she had, whether it was her man, something that she wanted. And she will sometimes people will do that. They'll get close to you as close as possible because they really have an ulterior motive. They don't have your best interest at heart. And it's really sad because I am a lover of friends. Like, I love my friends. They're my sisters. And I would not want to do anything ever to hurt them in that way. I would be afraid. Like, I do not want to lose them. And to me, there's no man in this world that is worth my friendship with any of my friends. So, anyway, you all, I want to hear your thoughts. Tell me what you think about this conversation. Do you think that this lady was completely respectful? Or do you think she was totally out of line for even trying to come to this woman and ask her anything like that? I want to know, do you think she was respectful? Share your thoughts in the comments. Like I said, please make sure you um, share your feedback. I love to hear from you. But anyway, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you're watching this video. If you are listening to me and you like to react or give some feedback on this particular episode of the Her Way Unlocked podcast, please make sure you go to my website. I do have a feedback section there, and you can leave your information for me so that way I can, find out more information. I would love to hear about what you think about this particular episode. So you can go ahead and stay locked in with me at herwayunlocked.com. That is the website, herwayunlocked.com. Please let me know what you think. All right, y'all. That's all that I have for you today. Make sure you tune in to check out my other episodes if you haven't already. Check out the other episodes and continue to stay locked in with me. All right, y'all. Have a good night.